Yo, we back with another episode of
Brooklyn Boyz
Radio.
Let's go, baby. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We back with another Wizzy.
This guy right here, bro.
What it do?
You sound like an old school broadcaster or something like that. What's good, bro?
Ain't nothing. I'm here, you know.
I'll give you a pound this week.
Trying to kick this cold.
Shit, man, I'm trying to kick this jet lag, bro.
Hey.
Let me tell you something. I never knew, you know, I just told you I went to vacation last week for my brother's wedding, which was very lovely. Had a great time in Cancun, Mexico.
Congratulations, be out.
Congratulations to B.O. again. Yo, I'm so exhausted, bro. It's like I needed a vacation from the vacation, bro. I never, like, yo, bro. First of all, we was up all night long. Like, I get in the room anywhere from 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up by like 9 o'clock every day. You know what I'm saying? We even hitting the beach, the breakfast. My dude, I ate like a pig.
That's what you're supposed to do on vacay.
But I will tell y'all something, it's TMI. And I don't want to, you know, only reason I'm bringing this up, because I saw my son and Tamika talking about this the other day on a show. And I realized the same thing. I've been telling everybody the same thing. Sometimes I be having little stomach issues and shit like that, right?
That's nasty.
But anytime I go out to a foreign country, like a third world country, like, you know, like you go to Jamaica's, the Mexico's, the Puerto Rico's,
You don't deal with that.
anything like that, like, the food does not bother me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
My stomach, I lose the bloatedness in my stomach. I lose my shit be regular.
That's because they out here trying to kill us, bro.
Yo, bro, my dude, it's the food. It's the food they try. Cause soon as I got back.
But you know what's funny? You don't even have to be out the country. There's a difference between the food in New York. There's a difference between New York and down south. It's just something about New York, because even my daughter, who just moved to Chicago about 6 months ago, I was just on the phone with her on my way here, and she was telling me, she was like, the food is different. She said the produce is different, the fruit, the vegetables. She was like, everything's different than what's in New York. It's just weird, you know, but that's something I've always experienced. Anytime I've left New York, bro, the food is just different. Like, I really think they trying to kill us.
No, they gotta
out
be
here.
trying to. Yo, my dude. The amount of shit that I ate, I should be like 30 pounds overweight in those 5 days, right? I should be crazy. Yo, my dude. I was eating, I wasn't bloated, I wasn't sluggish, I had mad, and it was just different. And when I got back here, I ate one piece of food, I was diarrhea the whole next day. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, my body couldn't handle the transition. So, I don't know what y'all doing to the food in New York City or America or whatever the case may be. Y'all need to stop doing this shit, because y'all killing folks out here with this food. Because my stomach is a testament. You know, I eat rice. Rice don't even bloat me out there. Like, my stomach don't be feeling crazy. I don't feel crazy. The bread, we all know about the bread. We talked about this, I think, before. When you go to the supermarket, that bread be lasting 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
yo, you got fresh. Y'all ate a cookie. And I'm like, yo, why this cookie don't taste as good as I could? Because it ain't got all those stuff in it. It's, you know, it's
all
like
the preservatives,
preservatives and all that stuff. Like, it's just totally different, bro. So if you ain't go out of town to experience eating some other food and come back home, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, I know y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. And when I seen it, well, my son and Tamika talking about it the other day, I was like, yo, gotta be confirmation, because I knew I wasn't bugging.
Yeah, but they know what they're doing. All of this shit is engineered, man.
I'm moving out the country, bro. I'll tell you that.
That's the same. That's the same thing my daughter says. She thinking about moving out the country next year.
Yeah, bro. My mom just asked me. She's like, yo, I'm ready to go. She want me to figure out how to get some land for her. I think she want to go to Costa Rica. So we looking at that. You know, Bruce just bought some land in Costa Rica and shit. So yeah, that's a nice place. Yeah. So, but yeah, I had to get a vacation. I slept for almost like 36 hours when I got back, bro. I was in my bed for 36 hours.
I could never sleep that long.
Yo, I never thought I could neither. I got back at I got back at like 5, 6, 8, around 7, 8, and didn't get out my bed until about 8 o'clock the next morning. Not the next morning, the morning after that.
I can't do that.
I was so tired from that, bro. And I'm still kind of sluggish now. I had to try to go to the gym, get myself up to go to the gym yesterday. It was a lot. But I enjoyed myself. We had a great time, man.
That's
I wish
all that
you were
matters.
there. We had a great time. You'd have had a lot of laughs. You know, you just You know how we do, man. Too much crazy stuff happening.
Jokes around the clock.
Yeah. Mad jokes, mad fun. Who's got kidnapped? Oh God, yeah, it's crazy. But stories for another time. Another time with story time with Styles. I feel y'all in, but Mexico was good, and the wedding was fantastic. Man.
Mexico.
It was great. It was great. So we could jump right into this stuff, man. I just got a couple things I want to hit and quit real quick, man. Like in New York City, they got some green ooze coming out of the ground. It looked like the ooze that the Ninja Turtles was born out of. It was like some glowing green ooze coming out of it. You know what it looked like? You ever seen, what's that shit? Antifreeze, the green antifreeze? That's what it looked like that's coming out of the ground, the sewers of New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I mean, if it's like fluorescent green, that means it's like radioactive.
It could be whatever it might be. You chicks out there, be careful in the Bronx, because y'all might turn into little splinters. Y'all look like splinters already, so y'all be careful. You know what I'm saying? We might have some real hood rats out there.
The BX always falling victim.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, be careful of the green ooze. And they're giving out $1,000 fines in New York City. New York City always find a way to get in your pocket, to take something out of your pocket. I know we live in New York City. I don't know what other states is like this crazy state. They have new cameras out. They're called exhaust cameras. So if your exhaust is giving off too much smoke, fumes in back of it,
you get a $1,000 ticket.
$1,000 ticket. Exhaust.
But how can they fine you if your car's passed inspection?
I don't know. Maybe they're saying that it didn't pass inspection. Maybe they should give the fine to the inspection house.
This is what I'm saying. How can they fine you if your car's passed inspection?
Because the inspection, when the cars can't pass inspection, you got to find somebody to hook you up. You know what I'm saying? They're giving Tools tickets for exhaust, $1,000 tickets. They got exhaust cameras. I was like, what? Like another camera? Yo, we got to start petitioning stuff in New York City. We just got to start doing it. Because we don't petition nothing, and they just keep implementing more and more stuff. Like, they're going to make this a state where nobody can live at. New York City's going to be abandoned in a minute, bro.
Bruh.
It's going to be abandoned, bro. For the amount of stuff New York City just doing, the dudes out here, it's kind of crazy. And I just want to hit this too real quick. I seen the WEF. Wasn't that the wrestling thing?
What
before?
is the WEF?
The World something Federation, something.
World Wrestling Federation? WWF, you mean? But they changed it to the WWE.
This WEF, they want to put regulations on water, a price on water now. They're saying that water is starting to become scarce. And before it comes too scarce, they want to start regulating the water because people just like to run pipes and want water. And before it get too crazy, they want to put a regulation on water. So not that soon they're gonna charge you for air. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's probably coming soon. You know what I mean? And one more hit it and quit it. This celebrity news. I just saw this morning. They said Snoop Dogg is
not smoking weed anymore.
not smoking weed anymore. You know,
I don't understand why that's news.
You know, I think I know why, because even up to yesterday, I was with Tico yesterday, and everybody was talking. Before this even came out. Tico was saying y'all would love to smoke a joint with Snoop. And I think some people, Snoop is like the connoisseur when it comes to the weed, the chronic, all that stuff. And I think, people are shocked and surprised, but he said he wants people to respect his wishes, him and his family discuss it, and he wants to stop smoking weed.
Once again, I don't understand why that's news.
I think it's good news. I think he might inspire some people to get off the drugs, man, get off the weed, man. So shout out to Snoop, man. I ain't mad at that.
To each his or her own.
I ain't mad at that. But we did find out some other celebrity news. We could just jump right into that. And now we can get into our regular scheduled program. Just saw this. It's disturbing a little bit. I don't know what to think. You know what I'm saying? I saw a report that says Cassie, the R&B artist, she's filing a lawsuit. Lawsuit.
R&B artist and Diddy's ex.
Diddy ex.
Whatever you want to call her. Girlfriend, concubine.
Yes, is filing a lawsuit alleged that Puff, $30 million lawsuit that Puffy raped her.
Abused.
Sexually abused her, trafficked. Said that he let other guys.
Terrorized her.
Let other guys come in and have sex with her. Also abused her, physically abused her, like beat her up and stuff like that. Listen, man, I don't like to talk. Me personally, I don't like to accuse nobody, especially with allegations like this. until like it work out. Because I think a lot of times, for me, you see people come out with certain stories and then the story may not be true or may be true. You know what I mean? So I want to take light for the potential victim and light for the person that's being accused. Because not until we have all the facts, I don't think nobody should rush to a side or not. They did say that Cassie was trying to put out a book, and she went to Puff. Puff told her basically, nah, she can't do it, something like that, and she wanted some money from Puff. Puff told her no, but he did allegedly offer her some money to keep quiet. She was doing a tell-all book to keep quiet. I guess it wasn't enough bread. She said, get out of here, and she went to the people. So she's supposedly having a book coming out too. So that doesn't say if it happened or not, but
I did just see Azalea Banks say that one time Puff beat her so bad that he sent her on vacation for 3 weeks so that people wouldn't see her face. And she did also say that Puff blew up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi said it was true. I don't know.
Kid Cudi said he threatened to blow up his car.
Yeah.
I seen
no,
that.
he said it was true that his car blew up in his driveway after Puff threatened him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I thought he said whatever. I don't know. What,
listen,
it sound like some movie
I'm just
shit
telling you what I seen.
It sound like movie shit to me. I don't know, but listen, man. If it's true, then Puff, you got some issues, and if it's not, then I just let it ride out, and hopefully he vindicate himself, and and hopefully, if it's unfortunately true, Cassie get the.
But we also know
the help
that.
And
we also know that once one person has the courage to step forward, then other people tend to follow suit. It tends to give other people the courage to do so. But, like you said, the issue is a lot of times if it's not true, it also gives people the courage to just come out there and say whatever. So
come out there and say whatever. And it's messed up that we live in a world like that where we can't just go by face value and go, yes, that's, what I mean? Listen, man, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything that egregious until we know the facts. So, listen, I hope they get to work it out and, get to the bottom of it.
There have been rumors for quite some time.
I've never heard the Cassie rumors, so.
But,
I've never heard those type of rumors.
No, but I'm just saying, there's rumors about everybody, about everything. Doesn't mean the rumors are true. I'm just saying there's been rumors for quite some time.
Yeah, so, there's been a story going on with a rapper named D1. I saw him on Sway in the Morning Show a couple of weeks ago. I've been following him for a while before I even heard him on Sway. He brought up an interesting conversation, I guess, and I see a lot of people talking about it now. The conversation, he opposed it to, I think, Jim Jones, Meek Mills, and Rick Ross. Just saying at the level, at the height of where they at now and the experience and the growth that they had now, that he felt like they should be rapping stop rapping about street violence and street culture and more about their success and how they got there and where they at now. Rick Ross came out, had some words for him, and it called him, say he had a bird nest on his head and all kind of crazy thing. Meek Mills is basically, I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he said from what I remember, was like, yo, that's how he got here rapping that way. And that's how he rapped, but he's done a lot in this community, a lot for the community. And Jim, I saw a little interview with Jim, and Jim was like, yo, you don't know what guys has been doing behind the scenes, how much they done. And, he wanted to have that conversation. He basically didn't have to say it on that platform. He could have came to one of them and had the conversation, and they could have had a conversation before he made it, I guess, on a bigger platform. You know what I mean? So,
I can understand both perspectives. On one hand, D1, he has the right to have an opinion. Everyone has the right to have an opinion, but I don't think it's for him to dictate what anybody raps about. But at the same time, I do understand where he comes from, where he's coming from, where it's like, yo, there should be some type of growth, but it's not up to us to dictate at what pace anybody should grow. So
yeah, I'm not mad at what he was saying though. Me personally, I think every week you ask why we don't challenge each other to be better, and I think he was just challenging his counterparts to be better. So I don't think Jim, or I don't know why Jim wouldn't have a conversation with him, or Ross came out the way he did. Even though I thought Ross was funny, I think it's a conversation, right? I think when Ross did what he did for me, it made it feel like Ross was deflecting
the
bigger picture of what he was saying. I think Ross is,
Ross once again made it about money and who has more money and all that bullshit, which that has nothing to do with what the man's talking about.
yeah,
Like,
and me and you, I think we both like. I like Rick Ross lyrics. I think he could rap, right?
I think Ross can rap.
Royce could rap. So for me, I think Ross could do what he asking and it still be dope. You know, it's almost like Jay-Z.
Yeah, but I think,
444.
but I think in the same breath, I think Rick Ross is an entire made-up character. I really do. And I think that character is sort of created around this whole stigma of being a drug dealer and the boss and blah, blah, blah. So I think in his eyes, he may lose something if he doesn't talk about that stuff. I mean, look, I think hip hop is one of these genres where it's very hard to separate the image from the actual person. I think people a lot of times start to believe their own hype, you know. Not trying to say anything derogatory about Ross or anything, but when we're talking about Rick Ross, you know, the character that was created, right? It's sort of like, okay, but if you take the drugs away from the boss, then he's no longer the biggest boss. He's no longer Rick Ross, that character. I don't know.
But I think he's still the biggest boss because Ross has seemed to.
What his achievements, what he's been able to achieve.
Accomplished, right? He got a lot of things he could talk about. So for me, I think he's that special and that nice that he can talk about different things. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Not all rappers could do that. So I'm just telling you, I think he's special enough that he could do that.
But you also have to think about his fan base and his audience. Would they still be attracted?
I don't think we give the fan base.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
I don't think we give the fan base enough credit. I think if the music grow, the fans will grow, right? I think a lot of times what happens, to me anyway, it seemed like a lot of times what happened, guys reach a plateau or a certain plateau and go, cool, I ain't relating to the kids no more. I'm not relating to the fans, and they just quit. They never try to do nothing different or grow.
Yeah,
right?
Jay grows.
Jay kind of grew, and the fans still with him, and he probably got new fans and lost a couple of old ones. But he took the chance to step out there.
He definitely matured.
Yeah, and matured and did something else.
In his subject matter.
So I think if instead of trying to always relate to the youth, sometimes you got to relate to who fuck with you already. You know what I'm saying to you? And I think me could do it. Jim, I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? I think Meek could definitely do it. Jim, I think Jim does what he does well. So he just. I don't know if he can transition into that. But I think there's a conversation to be had, and I think shit. I'll be honest with you. I think it'd be dope if all them dudes get on the record together and just have fun and show people that listen, ain't no drama. Like, that ain't a kid to have beef with. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want no drama.
Yeah, but I don't think and that's the one thing I don't like about hip hop. Everything isn't always beef, right? Just because somebody has a critique, right? Since when have we become so sensitive that we can't take a critique, right? The man did not say anything negative. As a matter of fact, to me, once again, like you said, it's a challenge to be better. You know what I mean? I think if the man didn't think that lyrically these guys had some type of talent, he wouldn't even believe that they could do something else. You know what I mean? But it's like, yo, I think you guys have been in the game for a while. I think you guys are pretty talented. Y'all do have the ability to take this somewhere else, you know? So why not? I don't think everything is drama. Like,
no, it's not. It's not. But we do make everything about drama. As soon as somebody has something that don't like something.
A difference in opinion, yeah.
Say, and they come off with like, yo, F you, and you know what I mean? Like, people just take it as drama. So, something that we got to learn to be better in. But I think these guys should do a record, and I think they should have the conversation on a bigger platform. And I think they can learn something from each other, because I do think that Jim brought up some good points in this conversation. And
everything that Meek went through?
Yeah, I think he brought up some good points, and I think Homeboy brought up good points. And I think if y'all had a meeting of the minds, y'all found out y'all probably more alike than not.
Have more in common than y'all have, differences.
So I hope those brothers can have a conversation and maybe even possibly do a record together. But I think it's time for hip hop to mature in certain ways.
I definitely do.
Need to grow up, right? Certain artists need to do new things and better things and evolve so they can get a new audience and give people a new experience.
Because I never really understood this idea that hip hop is a young man's game. Right, and not saying that the young guys aren't doing their thing, definitely. But when you look at all of the iconic artists, like they're older. Like if you're thinking about the Eminems, if you're thinking about the Jay-Z's, the Kanye's, like these are older artists. You get where I'm coming from. So I think there's a space. There's a space for everything. It's like we always say, the stage is big enough for everybody. I think there's room for everything in hip hop.
You know, I remember when Big said, I don't rhyme about certain things no more because I ain't broke no more.
Mm-hmm.
He rhymed up because
he had to write from a different perspective now.
And I think a lot of people, a lot of reasons
That's what Jay does.
And I think why a lot of people lose their audience is because people don't no longer believe that you that. People don't believe that you on a corner selling drugs.
Because that's the thing. Jay writes about drug dealing, but he writes about it from a different vantage point. He writes about it looking back at it rather than still being there. You know what I mean?
So a lot of times the music don't grow, the art don't grow because that person doesn't grow.
And it's so funny because I was watching a clip from Memphis Bleak, his interview on Drink Champs, and he was like, "Yo, man," he said, nothing against Pusha T. I think Pusha T's nice and all of that. He said, because he was talking about the D1 thing. He said the one dude that gets away with talking about coke forever is Pusha T. Nobody ever criticized Pusha T, but Pusha T still talk about coke like he just got it.
Like he just got a brick. Yeah.
And nobody ever asked.
To me, like you can't keep talking about the same content because nobody believes that, bro. Like nobody believes you. You need more people. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Well, I want to keep it in this hip hop space too for a real quick second because I did see something that was. I don't know. It bothered me a little bit, I guess. I seen Benzino talking about his daughter, Cola Ray, and I guess he must have asked her for some money, and I think she went out there publicly, and basically just put him on front.
Exposed him.
Yeah, and said, "Hey, my dad asked me for some bread," and you know what I'm saying. And he was like, he came back on social media like, "I'm supposed to ask you for bread, like." If I'm broke, I ask your older brother, like, yo, Pop's broke, I need some bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you expose me? I took care of you type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What is wrong? Well, I don't understand what's wrong with what he did.
I don't know, man. Like, listen, man, you family, right? Like, some people could say that, look, he had, Benzino, for y'all that don't know Benzino, or for the audience that don't remember, he was a part of the Source magazine. Him and Dave.
He had Club Zeno in Miami.
They made a lot of money, right? They made millions of dollars. So, and along the way, some people have ups, some people mismanage their money. I don't know what happened to the money, but obviously the money ain't rolling in like it was.
I think once the digital age rolled in, all magazines died, man. Out. Like, so if you didn't find a way to phase into the new technology, like, and turn it to a blog or something, like a World Star or something like that, like it phased out.
And he went on Love and Hip Hop for a while, and I guess he made a little ducats there. But I was talking to one of my good friends the other day that be around Benzino. And he was like, yo, I don't really agree for him going on social media. I don't do the social media thing, but I have to agree with him on, he always took care of his kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's just coming from a close friend of his. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's wrong for your father to go ahead give me some. I think it's more wrong of her putting her father on front street.
You know what I
like, I don't know why would you do that? I would never do that to my pops. Like,
I'm not the social media person either. But the reason I disagree with when people go, I don't agree with why he would address it on social. The disrespect was done on social media. It was put out there to the entire world. You understand? So of course he wants to address it and correct it.
Correct it, yeah.
Because sometimes that man may not even want to go to social media, but it's like, yo, if I don't correct this narrative of me being a deadbeat that didn't take care of my child is what's going to be left out there.
Yeah, I understand. Like, I don't know her financial situation either, but, because looks can be deceiving, right?
Of course.
But my thing is, if your pops needed some bread, like, help your pops out. Like, I can't see my pops calling me, asking me for bread, and I'm like,
exposing it. Like,
I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
That in
like,
itself is weird to me.
My mom saying, yo, I need some bread. I couldn't see myself doing that. You know what I mean? This generation, what they call them,
Gen Z.
Gen Z. They kind of different,
but
man.
That's why to me, that's what makes it look like the objective was to embarrass the man. Because what was the purpose of letting the world know that your pops asked you for some money?
Yeah, you should have just told him no and kept it like that.
If you ain't want to give it, you say no, you keep it moving.
Give you no money, pops. Like, get out of here. So, That was a cool Kylo Ray. How you say name? Kylo Ray?
Coil Ray.
Kylo Ray. Yeah, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, that wasn't cool
That
at all,
wasn't cool
man.
if you did that to your pops, man. Like, that ain't cool. And Benzino, man, listen, man. That just not even for Benzino. I think, mothers and fathers, even to myself and yourself, like, we got to make sure that we financially prepared, so we ain't got to ask our kids for nothing.
See, but
I'm not saying that it's wrong.
I don't.
I'm not telling you that it's wrong. I'm just saying, because we don't know what Gen Z going to do.
I hear.
Be careful.
No, I hear where you coming from. But put yourself in Benzino's shoes. Can you imagine your daughter doing that to you?
Nah. But these kids is crazy. So when I'm saying,
He said, "But these kids is
these
crazy."
kids is crazy.
So
I can't see my daughter doing.
I'll be honest with you. Listen, I'm Haitian, and if my daughter did that to me, I would whoop her ass with a belt. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is.
At 20-something years old?
I don't give a goddamn, bro. I don't give a goddamn, bro. I'm dead serious. I am not joking.
They say he gonna pull the belt out.
Listen, Benzino Fazio, I'd pull up at a concert, and I'm telling you,
That nigga go to jail forever. Not this climate. You crazy.
man, I'm pulling out a belt and I'm whooping that ass, bro. I'm being.
He be Diddy right
What?
now, nigga.
What?
Kind of
Yo, imagine my daughter that I took care of. Like, that whole situation is crazy to me because the whole idea of her saying, I don't know how true it is, whether it's true or untrue, but if it's not true, the whole idea of her saying that she had to sell drugs and sleep in cars and she was homeless, if none of that is true, yo, that's crazy. Like, can you imagine your daughter becoming a rapper tomorrow and telling everybody you a deadbeat?
That does sound crazy. That's not even plausible. That's not even possible. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. You can't even say that's not possible because if she's the one with the platform to have a voice, she controls the narrative.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I said, mother and fathers, make sure you got some bread. Don't ask these kids, don't ask Gen Z for nothing because these niggas will put you on
Man, listen, if my daughter don't want to get a beating, I swear to God. Go ahead and play with me, goddammit. I am not having that.
Man, Benzino, I feel sorry for y'all.
I can't be wrong for being right. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
That's my word.
it's crazy. But in some other news, I was also watching some other celebrity news. I'm trying to get all the celebrity stuff out the way. I was watching Lil Boosie. I think he was on Breakfast Club earlier this week, and he was having a conversation. He was just saying that if he could go back and change his life, he would give up the street life. He said because he goes on social media and he sees so many older dudes with gray beards and they hanging out with their shoes and their slacks, and a lot of his friends died or in jail. And he was like, yo, man, he's one of the only ones alive and he got to just be out here by himself.
I can definitely relate.
So
I can
for
definitely
me,
relate.
and it's funny because I wouldn't call myself a street dude. I would tell you I'm from the streets, but I'm not like a street dude. I sold a little bit of drugs, but nothing crazy. And I grew up with a lot of street dudes. Like, how when you live in the
hood, yeah,
in the
course.
hood, you grew up in the hood. Like
Proximity.
And I was outside every day. If my man was selling drugs right here, I would sit right here. Wasn't selling no drugs, just chilling. I saw everything. You know what I mean? So I could appreciate what he was saying even more coming back from Mexico, and even having a party. I told you we did the bachelor party like 2 weeks prior. And you go back to the picture. I don't know if I put it on my Instagram, but I got a picture. It's like 20 dudes. And all those 20 dudes in that picture, it's not all of us, but it's a large majority of us, we known each other over 30 years, bro. So for him to say, like,
That's a blessing.
yeah, that's a blessing, right? To him to go like, yo, a lot of my friends are dead or in jail. And to go, Dag, we all came from, all those people in that picture came from the same neighborhood. They came from East New York, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy. You know what I'm saying? And to see us still be able to survive the streets and live a regular lifestyle and still be able to celebrate with our kids and our families is a dope thing.
It's definitely a huge blessing because, like I said, I could relate to what he's saying because once again, like that's how I feel at times. Like I'm one of the last ones left because most of my friends either in jail doing excessive numbers or the majority are gone. You know what I mean? Friends of mine that died when they were 18, 19, in their mid-20s. And even friends that have died within the last 5 to 6 years, man. Like, this shit get lonely when you think back. Like, this shit is sad. And sometimes, you You have survivor's guilt because sometimes, like when you just there alone to yourself, you just wonder, like, damn. So, what's the purpose of me being the last one left? Sometimes you feel guilty for that shit, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
No, I can only imagine, bro. I can only imagine. So, yeah, listen, man, we got to make better decisions with our lives. You know what I'm saying? We have to make better decisions, especially as young men, like the young men that's listening to us, and even the young ladies. You got to make better decisions because you become our age. I think I just realized I'm 47 in a couple of days.
But you know what's crazy? But you know what's crazy? Is the fact that the reality of it is you can't even attribute your still being here to making good decisions, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I say this. I remember I had to have been like 19, right? Mm-hmm. I always used to be on this block in Flatbush where I used to hang out at, and one Saturday night I'm looking out my window, it's raining, it's pouring outside. And I'm like, I want to go to the block, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just chill at the crib, right? It's rain, I don't feel like going outside. So I go to my bed, I fall asleep.
Excuse me.
I wake up like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I don't feel like staying home. I throw my clothes on, and I go to the block. When I go to the block, the same lobby where we hung out at, taped off yellow tape, right? So I'm like, what the hell happened? Turns out, some dude had drama with one of my dudes, came to the entrance of the building, let off like 18 shots in there, right? My man got hit in the head, he got hit in the chin, he got hit in the leg. He ended up dying, right? And I could have been there, you understand? And that's why I say, that's the crazy thing about growing up in the hood, is you're surrounded by so many pitfalls, right? That you surviving it doesn't always have to do with your decision making. Sometimes it's just God's will. It's just the luck of not being, you know what I'm saying?
I agree to some point, but I also think the law of averages, right? The more you put yourself in harm's way,
of course,
the more harm can happen
of course, I agree.
And it's all by the grace of God at the end of the day. But the reason why I say make better decisions, because the more you keep yourself out of harm's way, hopefully the more you avoid the BS.
True, but then again, you also got to look at it as the babies to be in the crib, or the young man that's sitting in his room playing video games, and somebody's having a shootout and a stray bullet goes through the window. I mean, and I'm not, and I know we know that those things don't happen every single day. You know what I mean? But it's just so crazy that your survival, when you live in these neighborhoods, is sort of attributed to luck.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I also want to make sure that.
But not saying that, of course, decision making isn't a factor. It's a major factor. Yeah. It's a major factor. But that's the sad thing about the hood. You could do all the right things and still end up.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to get the kids misconstrued, because I remember growing up, a lot of my dudes be like, I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna go to jail. No, that's
and
not
R.I.P.
true.
to my dude Philly, man.
Yeah, that
Philly
ain't
skills.
really true. If you try to put yourself out of harm's way more than you try to put yourself in harm's way, you should be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Should be.
Yeah, you should be okay. More times than not. And I have 30 dudes that I could say that's true.
Yeah, of course.
So you know what I'm saying? So for me, and I can tell you, if I took and that's the crazy, I'm glad you even brought it up, because I didn't even think about it on that level. If I take on my guys that was really heavy in the street and take on my guys that wasn't, it's like this. A lot of these dudes are here, and these other dudes are here. So that's a tribute into the decision making again, because you got guys who were up there, and you got my guys that's in the street. Like I got some.
No, I agree. I'm just all I'm saying is that growing up in the hood, there are no guarantees. I mean, but that's life itself. There are no guarantees. Nothing is 100%.
Yeah, but listen, man, we got to make better decisions sometimes out here, fellas and ladies, man, because that Bootsy conversation was serious. When I heard him, like, yo. That's crazy. I told you a couple of years ago, I went out to a little get-together, and the get-together I went to was like with all the street dudes that I grew up with. And to see so many of them that wasn't there, and you start talking about, yo, what's such and so, such died, or this person, blah, blah, blah. No, this person coming home in another 10 years, you know what I'm saying? And some of the guys that was there, they wasn't doing too well, you know what I'm saying? And these are guys when they used to come around, you'd be like, that's my car. You know what I mean? Or they got the banging leather bomber on or the 8-ball on. You're like, damn, I wish I had that rope chain. And now these guys ain't got a pot to piss in the window, throw it out of. So sometimes seeing that is like, man, bro, like, you know what I mean? So, listen, man, when we outside, hopefully we got to learn how to transition to other things and, be able to spend time with our family and our friends and our loved ones. Because, you don't want to grow up by yourself. Sometimes when the ladies ain't around, I got my dudes that I hang around with, bro. I got all my friends, man. Like, we have a good time still, even in our 40s. We having a good time, Look, we just planned another vacation. Like, we had so much fun. We planned another vacation because we still having fun like we teenagers, man. So, like I said, man, cherish the loved ones that you got around you. Cherish your friends.
Cherish the love we got.
That's a good song, bro. That's a real good song.
Yeah, I know this.
That's a good song.
Cherish the love.
Cherish them, man. You never know. You know what I mean? And make some good decisions, man. I saw a conversation Khaled was having. It was interesting to me a little bit. He was saying that he don't need any CPAs, he don't need any accountant, any book managers, and to balance out his money, to pay his bills. He said he liked to see his bills and money in real time. And the reason why I brought it up because I think I sit on both sides of the fence for me with that. I had a CPA firm that was handling my books for a long time, and I also have a bookkeeper who handles my stuff currently. And my first experience with the bookkeeper, with the CPA company, they missed a lot of the company. They missed a lot of the ball. They dropped a lot of the balls, I would say. And it does make you not on top of things because a lot of times I would hide behind, especially when I knew the money was low, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hide behind that. And I remember one time when it came to paying taxes, bro, I'm thinking I'm paying estimated taxes because they tell me to pay one set of taxes for estimated taxes for the year. And I wound up owning like damn near $200,000 after the estimated taxes I paid. So it was a bad thing. When I bought my house, they wasn't really on point. When I wanted to invest in the things I didn't know how to invest, I was asking, I got like $10,000, $20,000. Could I put some money in some stocks? And at that time it was like Apple and gold and stuff like that. And they was like, no, you ain't got enough because the other clients was putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. When $10,000, $500 was enough.
$500
They just didn't want to deal with my case. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell you on that note, but then I had a bookkeeper who was on top of my business. Shout out to Kim, who's always on top of
Kim, what up?
Always on top of my business and on top of me. She sometimes make the right decisions even when I don't want to make the right decisions. I'll be like, yo, stop spending here. Or no, you can spend here. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's who you get and the relationship that you and that person fosters with each other and how you want. I think you have to be open to how you want to pay your bills and how you want your money to move.
I think that there's no formula to it. I think it all depends on who you are. Some people like to pay their bills. Some people like to not have to worry about it. Me personally, the biggest advantage I find with a bookkeeper is that when it comes to tax time, all of my expenses, all of my deductions, everything is already prepared. You know what I mean? And it's just handed to the accountant to get my taxes done. But like I said, it all depends on who you are, man. If it's something that you find beneficial to you, then great. If it's something that you would rather do yourself, then you do it yourself. There's no one. I don't think there's no one answer for every single situation. And that's the thing with social media that I don't like too. Like, it's all good that everybody likes to give advice, but I hate the fact that they always act as if it applies to everything all across the board. It applies to who it applies to. You know what I mean? And who it doesn't apply to, it doesn't apply to.
Don't apply, let it fly.
Exactly.
When we talking about money, I want to talk about. I saw something very interesting the other day. It started making me think. They said there was 11 cars, right? That has that could give you up to 200,000 miles. And out of 11, I don't know, out of 11, it was maybe about
A lot of Toyotas and Hondas.
yeah,
Right?
Hondas and Toyotas, right? And I think it was like Ford
A Ford,
F-150
yeah.
was the only other
A
car.
Tacoma too, I think. A Ford Tacoma.
No, F-150.
Okay.
And it got me to thinking. We all out here trying to buy the Benzes, Range Rovers, and all these other cars, right? And you know the chicks probably won't want to rock with you if you got the Toyota Camry or the Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying? And these are the cars that you probably supposed to be putting your money into.
Yeah, but once again, if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm not trying to keep a car till 200,000 miles.
No, I hear you.
You understand what I'm
But
saying?
I think, you know, we just talked about last week about there's a record breaking that amount of people that can't pay their car notes. And a lot of it, these niggas got these big ass cars.
Yeah, of course.
Right? A lot of these guys got these big ass cars, but you can get yourself a dope Honda, a dope Toyota Camry or something like that and maintain, and you don't always got to live outside your means, especially when something's going to keep you for so long. And it's funny because my ex, she just brought her daughter a car, got like 100,000 miles on it, a Toyota Camry. I think it's a Toyota Camry. And yo, bro, I saw the car the other day. The car drive like ain't nothing wrong with the car. Like I think it was gonna be some jalopy. Like the car drive perfect. So I'm going, yo, wow, like you know. And a lot of cars, people don't even have them up to 100,000 miles.
But yeah, but we also got to think about the fact. I mean, look, technology has evolved, bro, and cars are lasting longer.
Not for the Range Rovers.
Because Range Rovers, that's a headache. That's a headache. But what I'm saying is,
and it break down to you the first week you get it.
You got to think back. We're thinking 90s, 2000, where if a car made it to 100,000 miles, that was a big thing. These days, bro. A car making it to 100,000 miles is normal. You know what I mean? That's why, I mean, 200,000 is still crazy, but like I said.
My man had his car, his Toyota Camry, 400,000 miles.
400,000?
Yep, and he told me the only thing he had to change was, he had to change his alternator. Was it alternator? Yeah, the tranny. Transmission.
Oh, the entire transmission, of course.
Yeah, he said, but he paid like $4,000.
Because once you get a new tranny, that's like getting a whole new car.
Yeah, but it's like $4,000. Like he had to buy a new car. He
He
drive taxi with the car. 400,000 miles.
But another thing too that we have to realize, the thing about the Hondas and the Toyotas is that those are good everyday cars. You know what I'm saying? Because you got cars that are good highway mileage, and then you got cars that are good with stop and go traffic. The Hondas and the Toyotas are good for like city driving. You know what I mean? With that stop and go, because them highway miles is totally different than that stop and go. That stop and go, that's what really breaks down your transmission.
New York City niggas.
Exactly. Yeah, because down south it's like highway miles.
That's right too. Because sometimes when you're trying to get those cars, you're trying to look for a used car. You try to get it for somewhere.
Connecticut, somewhere like
they got
that.
The highway mileage. Yo, give me the highway miles. You know what I mean? It makes a big difference. But yeah, man. Listen, floss in style, man. Get your Honda or your Toyota, man. Floss in style.
Y'all on with that one.
Go floss in style, bro. If a girl is smart, she did with you because you made the right financial decision.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's about impressing nobody. Like me, I just like to be comfortable, bro. Like that's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
I could be comfortable in a Sienna, bro.
Listen, like I like SUVs. You know what I mean? So like the GMC Denali's, I think they comfortable as hell. You know what I mean? But these days, even them trucks are expensive as hell. Cadillac Escalades are over $100,000 now, which is crazy.
Crazy. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, Leslie Jones, the comedian, she had something to say to all the fellas. And I don't know if y'all agree, fellas, but she said, y'all got to take care of your dicks. You know what I'm saying? So she's saying a lot of men that she get with, they can't get it up anymore and stuff like that, you know. And fellas got to take care of their stuff. So, for me, I would tell you yes and no. And I'll tell you as you get older and the more you eat processed food and go back to the
I was just about to say, like, I don't think that has anything to do with your penis. That has to do with diet, exercise.
Yeah.
It has to do, you know.
Yeah, but, I think guys don't take the time out to go figure out what's going on with them and know why it's happening. You know what I mean? People sometimes don't ask the questions.
Yeah, I mean, because, look, bro, and the crazy thing is a lot of times if your joint ain't working, it's not your joint. it's something else behind it. It could be stress. It could be so many different things.
Now, it definitely could be a lot of different things. I never really experienced no ED. I experienced ED in the sense of maybe I was overexcited. I couldn't get it up. Like, you ever got some joint you was just overexcited?
Nah.
Yeah, I've been there, bro. I've been there. I remember one time I had to kill one time, and Shorty was like, "You always asking for the coochie. I'm gonna give you the coochie." And she like dropped her drawers down.
You just couldn't believe it, huh?
And turned around on me, and my joint said, "Whoop."
Too much
And
pressure.
I was so mad at myself, right? And I'm trying to push it in soft, everything. Trying to push it in soft, no rubber, no nothing. I'm just trying anything to get it up. Blowing it, please do something. They wouldn't get up. And I remember the next day, I was like, yo, I just gotta get her to pull down her drawers one more time. And I went to go see her the next day, and I was like, just try it. I bet you won't happen again. And I called her out there. She's like, it's gonna happen again. You ain't ready. And she put it down. I put it. She said, I said, yes. So excitement can kill you too. Like I was overexcited, bro. Sometimes you be over anxious. Like I'm gonna get it. And you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
You
bro.
ain't getting nothing.
I think all of that stuff is mental, man. And it's so crazy. The littlest thing could just throw you off, bro.
Yo, that's why I say women got it easy, bro. All they gotta do is like this.
No, you know what? You know
They
what?
gotta do no work, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, no, it's not. That's not the reason they have it easy. The reason they have it easy is because the responsibility is always on us to turn them on. It's the responsibility is never on them to turn us on, bro. You get what I'm saying? If a woman isn't wet, it's for you to give her foreplay to get her wet. If you're not hard, it's like, all right, nigga, well, we ain't doing nothing.
Nah, she gotta go down.
But
she gotta take care of
you
that.
get where I'm coming from,
I
though,
hate you,
right?
but she gotta take care of my house. She gotta take care of it.
The responsibility is always
My
on
house, she
us,
gotta take
man.
it.
It's always on
my
our
house.
back.
Open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? When in doubt, open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? But Leslie Jones was saying that. Not even that. I was laughing because I also seen this thing on Instagram. On Instagram. Two things I want to talk about. Seen this on Instagram too. It's funny because it's funny. But anyway, you ever been in the crib with a shorty and you trying to give it a hint, like you want something, like, oh, with your shorty, like I want something, like sometimes I come in the bed and I just be trying to tap the joint on the, like just hit her with it, and you know what I'm saying, so she could back up, or if she laying on my lap in the living room or something like that, and she getting too close, I just be like this. Try to give it a little bounce.
What?
Like little guys. Like, yo, get up, man. Like, get to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever been there. I be trying all the time. And then when I don't get it, I got this thing where I be tapping. like, come on, man. I be getting my hints. Sometimes I want to be taken care of without me attacking the coochie. Like, I don't want to go after it. Sometimes I just want you to attack me.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm a stalker every night. Like, I want to feel
Of
like
course. I mean, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean?
I give hints, bro.
No,
I might just
don't know
walk in
about
the room,
hints thing.
penis out, like I don't care. I just walk in there and be like, yo, here I am. Attack me, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes she'll go to the bathroom, she come back in the room, I was dressed, and when she come back, I'm
You naked?
Yeah, I be trying to give hints, bro. Like, y'all women gotta take the hints, B. You gotta take the hints, man. You know what I'm saying? If you feel something poking, just start the stroking. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta tell you, man. Like,
crazy.
I be giving the hints. And on the other subject I want to bring up, because I seen this, is the truth test. Now, ladies, this is what I want to tell y'all. I heard this on social media, but I had this conversation just the other day with my best friend. And I was telling her, a lot of these girls, because go back to sometime I be on the dating sites and I be dating and stuff like that, and I tell a lot of the women don't look like they pictures, right? And I'm like, yo, a lot of girls don't look like they pictures online, and I was like, oh, she's like, well, a lot of dudes don't look like they pictures. They always wearing the hats and all that stuff, and I'm like, yo, listen, I take off my hat anytime, and I would take off my hat anytime. And when you in my house, and my hat is off all the time, I don't walk around my house with my hat on. And yeah, I got my bald in and all that, but I bet you chicks won't go outside without that weave. They won't go outside without that makeup. They won't go outside with those
Eyelashes.
eyelashes on. And I want to see a truth test if women, that's what we should make the challenge. Women should go outside in their naturals and guys go outside with their hat off and all that other stuff and see who become the better, who come out on top. Because I don't think a lot of girls will survive out here in the streets if they had to take off everything.
No filters.
What do you think?
I mean, I agree. I think a lot of people is running around with a mask on. You know what I mean? When you try, I mean, I don't know, man, because these days, like, weave and wigs has become such a norm.
Yo, bro, me and Tico was here watching Baby Boy the other day. And we was looking at the girls, like we was looking at Taraji and all that, right? They girls were so naturally just pretty. They didn't have all that. Little lip gloss was popping, and that was it. Like, you know, when I was growing up, and now every girl looked like
Contouring, like now somebody draw. You know what
somebody
it is to
knows
me?
me
Makeup,
this big, and it looked like this small.
Makeup is literally someone painting another face on your face. Like,
look, I think we should do the challenge. I think we should do the beard all challenge. You should bear it all as a woman. You could go get your natural hair pressed or however you want to do it.
And you know what I don't agree with? Not to cut you off.
Right.
A lot of these women claim that a man's beard be hiding what he really looks like. But this is real.
Another thing, I want just for men my joint for you. I go out there with
Right.
A lot of y'all keep telling me to keep the grays. I keep the grays out and the bald head.
They stay telling me keep the grays.
You know what I'm saying? I want just, that's the only thing I can see I could do cosmetic for myself, is I do just for men my joint when them little gray hairs be popping up. But I even keep those out. And let me see if y'all could keep up. I know I could keep up with y'all. Y'all can't keep up with me. Like, I don't know, ladies. So I want to see the ladies go outside. I'm challenging the ladies to go outside on your next 5 dates. No makeup, no weave, no braids, no eyelashes.
And there's nothing more beautiful than a woman that's pretty plain face.
Plain face.
I love that. I love that.
Nothing more beautiful.
I love that.
Nothing. You hear me? When
Nothing.
you see a woman when she's still rocking in a sweatsuit and some sneakers on, and she
she's
just
still
come
gorgeous.
outside and still gorgeous, that's what I want to be with. Because that's the face you got to wake up to every morning.
Yeah.
Look at you, look at this. Ain't nothing like that, ladies. I'm telling you that right now. It's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, I challenge y'all to do that, man. On other news, man, I don't know if, you know, I seen this all over the place. FBI went into Mayor Adams' crib and took his iPhone and his iPad. What's going on?
They trying to take down another black man.
What's going on with Mayor Adams, man?
I don't know, man.
They was probably trying to search his phone for all the hot hookah spots out here. So.
I was just about to say that.
That's what they out here doing.
They saying that it was something as far as campaign contributions, him accepting contributions from some, I don't even remember, but I think it has something to do with like campaign contributions because one of the heads, his campaign as far as getting the contributions, they ran up on her crib like a couple of weeks ago, and then now they came and got his computer and all of that. So I mean, hopefully, it all works out for Mayor Adams, man.
That gotta be crazy because he got like the police detail. So FBI coming, y'all all gotta stand down. Police against police, like oh, now I can't. We gotta listen to them.
Well, the FBI, you know, they got rank over.
Yeah, but just imagine you thought you had all the authority. FBI.
But you know, there's always beef between them too.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, it is what it is. You know, shout out to the Mayor Adams out here. You know, at the hookah lounge.
Yeah, he honored me one time. Remember?
Oh look, Suave said he was with him at a hookah spot.
Say word.
I was just joking, man. See, he be outside in these streets. That's why they got your phone. They want to see what's the poppin' nightclub. Look, Suave got the picture to prove it. Him and Adams at the hookah spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious.
Adam got his shirt on, got his suit on with the open up 3 buttons right here, chest hair, meat hair, taco hair, all out.
Mayor said, "I'm a New Yorker. It don't stop."
Yeah, you know, I guess won't stop.
The mayor's not a New Yorker. He's a Brooklynite, bruh.
Yeah. On some other news, I seen this crazy thing. I'm not gonna even say it's crazy because it's becoming a norm. IG model was exposed on Instagram or having a conversation with one of her friends. I think they put the conversation they was having out, saying how small somebody Johnson was. I ain't gonna say who because I ain't gonna talk about another man meat, and that they trying to get that person pregnant, get that person to get them pregnant for 3 kids. They want to get them for some money.
What was it?
It was 2 athletes.
Some athletes? Or?
There was 2 athletes they was trying to get. And it just bugged out. Like,
people
really try to say.
But
y'all
yeah,
y'all gotta be careful.
But you know what's. This is what's wrong, is that woman could expose this, get pregnant by that man, and could still take this man to court, ruin his life, take his money, blah blah blah. Even if he shows that this was literally a plan, like it's a con that was run. You understand? And I don't get it because, like on Netflix, the reverse. I watch shows like The Tinder Swindler. Did you ever watch that dude that was on Tinder?
You watched the craziest shows.
All right.
On TV.
There was a dude on Tinder that was meeting women, having them thinking that they were his girlfriend, and he was basically, they were giving him like all of their savings and all of that, right? And dude basically got locked up for that. So my thing is, these women willingly gave up they bread, bro. So if that man can go to jail for that, why can't these women go to jail for that?
So if it's conning, yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's a con.
It's a con.
It's a con.
We need some legislation for that. You know what I'm
do.
saying? We need some legislation. That's a good point. I never thought about it, but we need some legislation for that. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. I guess I wasn't going to go to this, but since we're talking about legislation, there was almost a fight on the Senate floor the other day between
thugs in Congress.
I don't even remember these, Mullen and O'Brien. I think Mullen was like a MMA fighter. Basically told him like, yo, listen, yeah, he was really an MMA fighter. Basically told him, yo, stand up, we could get it on. In the middle of the Senate floor, and Bernie Sanders had broke up the whole jump off. But I think they should have fought, bro. I think
we need to get back to that.
Yeah, I think people need to fight sometime. I think it's cool, like if somebody shoot a film.
I think this is why we end up in situations where people kill people, because y'all don't allow men to fight. I think back to when we were growing up. See, these days, 2 men get into a fight and they get arrested. Remember when we were growing up? Dudes could actually square off. Police will come break it up and that's it. These days, you get arrested for that, which...
Yeah, I think you should be able to square off with a dude and everybody walk away. I think you should do it like they got some European laws, like I think like in Germany, like once you beat a man up and he goes to the ground, you gotta stop.
You gotta stop.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it should be like on some joint like that. I think people should square up and have fights and stuff like that and just get it over with and move on, man, and move on. In other news, I see that in China is trying to change how the world is looking. They want to start mass producing humanoid robots. These dudes really trying to make Terminator happen.
We're at that point in time.
And I think China could do it because they got.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen eventually.
But for what though, man? Like why we want?
Because
we can't even handle our own human problems. You want to give robot problems too?
Because man always thinks that they can improve on everything, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't understand why we need any humanoid.
We will be the creators of our own destruction. I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah, which is crazy. They also have melanin injections. I think we knew that already, but now it's coming out in the public. Like white people just looking like they black. It's so crazy. Why white people want to turn to black people?
I don't know. I mean,
it seems like for tanning purposes.
Yeah, I think that melanin. Well, first of all, melanin has a lot of advantages.
Where they getting it from?
That's a very good question.
Yeah,
that's a very good.
My brothers and sisters.
That's a very good question.
Please watch out.
That's a very good question.
I want to know where they get.
I mean, is it genetically engineered?
I don't know. But
is the melanin made in the lab, or is this coming from human beings?
I don't know. Missing black people. Yeah, missing black. Somebody said missing black people. I might agree with that. Beware, black people. Beware. The Meta now has a new AI that can read your thoughts. And they also can read your dreams. So nothing is safe, basically.
And now they have like they're creating a collar, an AI collar that you could put around your dog that it'll verbalize what your dog is trying to say. But I don't know if I want that. Like,
Dog gonna be cursing you out.
right? Yeah, like
Dog gonna be like, you a bitch.
straight up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want certain things. I don't need to
Yo,
know.
I don't want nobody to be in my thoughts though. Like, son, a lot of people going to jail with that one, bro. Not saying my thoughts are gonna make you go to jail.
Yes, he is.
I might be thinking about your mama or something. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Like,
it's gotta.
everything doesn't need to be known, man.
Yeah, that's kind of a bug.
I think it takes away. Part of the beauty of life is the mystery of it all. You know what I mean? Can you picture being in a room full of women, and then just okay, she doesn't like me, she likes me, she likes me, she doesn't like me.
Oh, that might be dope. If I can know what all the women are thinking about me, so I know how to press them when I'm coming in there. Like, yo, I don't like blue. He got on blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could read their thoughts. That'd be cool. Like to read somebody else. I don't want to read the minds. I think I could use it backwards. Yeah. I think that might be dope. Also, I got sad news. Might be sad news. Maybe sad news. Maybe. They say science is saying that we might have a super solar flare happening, and they could shut down the internet for almost up to 10 years. Could you imagine a world without internet?
I think I'd like it.
That'd be gangster.
Shake things up, man.
Shake it up a little bit. Maybe all the war
I think that would kind of undo all of the bullshit that the internet has done, and it would kind of force people to go back to, I think that would kind of turn the clock back a bit.
It can either stop war or create more war, because it might create too much confusion where people might want to. Everybody is on high alert because nobody know what nobody's doing.
But it's not even about war. It's just about undoing some of the damage that the internet has done to human beings, personality-wise, over the last 10 to 15 years, man.
Yeah, the internet being down, that could be crazy for. I know my daughter gonna have a hard time.
I don't think it would be crazy for like our generation because we existed before the internet. But when you're talking about these kids, between 15 to 20 something, like who can't imagine life without the internet.
Guess what? You're gonna have to remember phone numbers again.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to remember phone numbers again. There's a lot of things that we have.
Like we remember life before cell phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
back to regular TV, antenna
right.
TV. It'd be crazy.
I think that's the only thing that, to me, because I'm in, the film industry, I think that's the only thing that would be bad, because if the internet goes down, then now you put the power back in the hands of the networks and the studios.
But you know what's so crazy about that too? Because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of things are happening through apps. When I just went to Mexico, do you know they no longer give you keys? Mm-hmm. They put the app on your phone, and your phone is the key. So a lot of things are run through the internet based off of just the internet alone. So yeah, we have to go. Yeah, we be going back.
I wonder would Bluetooth be down too?
Maybe if it's run through an app like that, like your watch. You know what I mean? So yeah, if that happens, I'd like to see it happen. Maybe not for 10 years, but maybe for like 6 months. Let it get crazy out here for like 6 months. So new study shows, there was a study done on men and women in the dating world. It was 300 men, I think 300 women. And it was saying that women are going to die alone, right? And the reason why they say women would die alone is because when they asked men what they did look for on like dating out from a woman, basically most men had 3 main components. She has to look good. She has to be kind, and she has to have good conversation. But women wouldn't go on a second date with most men because of little minute things. Like the date could have went well, but his belt don't match his shoes. Mm-hmm. I would never go back on a date with him. He was 5 minutes late. I would never go back on it. It was like little things like that. And they had over 300 things that they said would stop them from going on the second date or potentially meeting Mr. Right for them. So it was like, that's crazy.
I think men tend to focus on pros and women tend to focus on cons, right? I think a lot of times a man will go, yeah, she kind of naggy, but she pretty though, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas I think women, even if a man has 85% of what's right, she will just lock onto the one thing that is wrong. Because a lot of times when you're in a relationship, right, your partner may pick at little things, and you like, God damn, There's so many things that I overlook. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's more good here than bad. But with them, even though there's more good than bad, they'll lock on to that one little bad thing, bro, and blow it up like it's the entire picture.
Well, look, I always tell you, women want their cake and eat it too, and that's just another thing. Form of a woman wanting her cake. She want all her ducks in a row, like kind of sort of.
They want it perfect.
She want it perfect as possible. So I think with men, we could look at women and be like, look, man, she don't clean, but she cook. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like we look.
Yeah, whereas with women, they'll be like, okay, he cooks, but now I got to get him to clean.
Oh no, she will be like, listen. He don't make 100K. He got a job, but he don't make 100K. You know what I'm saying? He make 80,000. It's not enough.
Maybe I need to find a guy that makes 100K.
You know what I'm saying? So, ladies, if you don't want to be by yourself, man, I'm not telling you got to settle for anything, but listen, man, person coming around with 85% of what you need, man. Don't skip out on your Mr. Right for something, looking at the minute things that you can get past. You know what I mean?
Chasing perfection, something that you're never gonna catch.
Yeah, because nobody's going to be 100% right. I saw an interesting story today, too. It was a young man that was homeless. His mother put him out. And he said he had like some skin disease or something like that. Got himself cleaned up, but then he had to live on the street. He had nowhere to go. He said he was living behind some store, and an old lady that was like 90 years old used to come by the store and, give him food and stuff. He said it turned from her giving him food for him and her having a conversation. In the conversation, she kind of told him, like, look, would you like to hang out with me and date me for a while? Because he was homeless.
And how old was he?
90.
And how old is he?
18. And he was like, she's like, yeah, because, I only got a couple of years left, and I would love to just have great conversation, a good time with somebody. And
you can have great conversation and good times without dating them.
Listen, and with a handsome young man. So he told her yes. He said she gave him a place to live.
Now, my question is, would he say yes if he wasn't homeless?
You gotta ask him.
He said you gotta ask him.
Probably not. But listen, I would have told her yes.
She gave him a place to live.
Hot cot, and some food to eat. I'm going over there.
3 hots in the cot.
You know what I'm saying? and some empty mouth, like she ain't got no teeth.
This guy's crazy.
What are you talking about, bro? I'm going. And he said, listen to this though. He said they went to a lot of places. They went away. They hung out. They did walks. They did a bunch of stuff he never done before. And she passed away, and she left him the property. So now he ain't homeless no more. I think he made the right decision, bro.
I'm not an opportunist.
It's not being an opportunist. He was homeless.
If he was genuinely into her, then he wasn't being an opportunist. If the only reason he did it.
So let me ask you a question. You don't think that he get him like, yeah, I'll do it with you, and things progressed into that? Like it just kind of.
It could have. I mean, listen. I always say that money can't buy love, but it could cover the down payment.
I think it's an act of kindness, man. The kindness, she was kind to him.
No, but listen.
He wanted to give us some kind D.
It's
right, Suave? You don't think he wanted to give us some kind D?
It's the ugly duckling. It's the ugly duckling, right? Just because it begins ugly doesn't mean it can't end up beautiful. I mean, that's the reality of life.
Listen, I think he wanted to give us some kind D. If you're asking me, I think that's what he wanted to give. In other news, I was watching Denim, the classic, man, saying that he was he feels bad about
wasting
women he
a lot
stopped
of women's
from.
time. That he took a lot of their good years.
Good years by not letting women get married and whatever the case may be, and being in relationships and having babies because he was just there and not really fully committed. I listened to Jadenim. I don't know if you could blame yourself. To me personally, I could feel like I could tell you some women took my good years then. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he couldn't be better or could be better or could be better. I'm just like, yo, listen, man. I think Jadenim was really setting you new women up for failure because he just trying to gas y'all.
No, I mean, I get where he's coming from because I've seen it done before. I remember someone I knew who was in a relationship, and he had this shorty that was on the side, right, his side chick, who he had been messing with for years, she had 2 kids, right? And he knew that at no point was he ever gonna take her serious, bro. You know what I mean? But he kept holding on to her and holding on to her and holding on to her. And I remember she started messing with this other dude. And this dude was like really into her, wanted to marry her, wanted to move her into his house, blah, 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 take care of her kids. And I remember this person I know, like literally holding on to this woman because she was in love with him, and he wouldn't give her the permission to go on with her life. And like, I really had to tell him, like, bro, that ain't right. Like, you have no plan on ever being with this woman. Why are you holding her back from finding her happiness with somebody that really wants to be with her?
See, only reason I disagree is because you know when somebody, you talk about relationships. Mm-hmm. You see me with some people, and you know, back in my day, and you go, yo, Styles, you know she ain't no good for you. Why you still with her? And I'd be like, yeah, I know, and I chose to be there. And I think people, that person knew what was happening. They chose to be there. You can't do something that nobody allows you to do it.
That's not true, because eventually me and him spoke to the point where he did let her go. You know what I'm saying? And she went and got with dude and got married and all of that.
I'm not saying.
You know, because that's the problem with love, right? Like, love is this exchange of power. And sometimes, yes, you trust that person because you love them so much that you want to believe that they have your best interest at heart, even though they don't. A lot of people are selfish sometimes when it comes to things like that.
Like I said, to me, I don't really just subscribe to that. And I think it's different when it becomes, maybe because we're men, because for me, I don't think a woman could just make me be with her. That's my decision. I'm not putting that on somebody else like, oh, they took my years because I wasted my time with you. No, I knew where we were going. I knew where we were heading. I knew this was no good, and I still chose to be in here. Men and
women are different, bro. I mean, we talk about that all the time. Like, women see what they want to see. You and I both.
See, but
you and I both know that.
Only reason I'm mad at what you're saying is because on one tongue you talk with 2 tongues sometimes to me, right? Because 1 minute you go, yo, women are never accountable, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go, yo, this is how they are. Yo, you can't be both.
You can't. That's what life is. There's a there's a balance.
You're either gonna be accountable. You're not gonna be accountable for your choices.
There's a balance. There's a balance. Not saying that at the end of the day it isn't her decision, but there is such a thing as manipulation. There is, bro. There is. You know, and sometimes we deal with people that are selfish.
No, I'm not telling you that. No, I do.
You know,
agree with that.
and sometimes somebody will hold on to you, although they have no plans on ever being with you. You know, and yes, and at the end of the day, is it your decision to stay? It is, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that that person can be selfish, know that they're wasting your time, know that they have no plans on ever being with you, but the second you start dating someone else, right? Now they hitting you up like, yo, nah, there's a chance we could be together, because they want to keep you. You understand? Even though they have no plans on being with you, they may, you know, it may be the sex is good, it may be whatever, but they still want to keep you there.
Keep you there. Nah, I feel you with that.
And I'm not saying that takes away from the accountability of the fact that that's your decision,
you gotta
but
be accountable,
there's
bro.
Still a manipulation that comes into play.
Because I just feel like me as a man, I gotta be accountable. I'm gonna have to be accountable for my decision. And I just think people have to be held accountable for their decisions on both sides of the fence. I'm not saying what you did, I'm saying was wrong. I'm just saying there's culpability on both.
Of course, there's culpability on both sides.
You know,
I mean, because we're all adults at the end of the day.
Real quick, I know we about to come to the end of the show, but I know we spoke about the Cassie and Diddy situation, and I know by next week it's gonna be a whole slew of things.
It's gonna be huge.
But even now, just opening my phone real quick to see something.
Somebody else came out?
It's just a lot of people saying what Diddy did to her and blah, blah, blah. You know, my thing is, everybody talking now, if it's true, talking now, nobody said nothing before. So why everybody talking now? Like, why everybody opening their mouth now? And none of y'all talked before. If y'all seen her going through all this turmoil that y'all saying that she went through and all these things that she went through, then you should be accountable too for not saying nothing. You allowed the abuse to happen and never said nothing.
Yes and no. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, you know, and this is not saying whether this is true or not. I don't know whether it's true or not. Mm-hmm. But if that person is the one going through it, and they don't want to step out there. It's not on you to put their business out there. Like, that's how a lot of people see it too. But once that person has the courage to step out into the light, then that's when the floodgates open. I mean, look, man, if this is true, then may the tides go where they go. And if it isn't true, hopefully all the truth comes out, man. That's all I can say about it.
On my last story for the day, sad news in Brooklyn. Landlord, I'm going to use
Was that Brooklyn or Queens?
I thought it was Brooklyn.
Was it?
Well, I know it's in New York. Landlord unalived 3 people.
Here you go, Ace General.
Ace General. Unalived. I hate when he does that too. Unalived 3 people for not paying their rent. I don't want to make fun of it or not.
These some hard times.
These
man.
hard times.
But then again, there's 2 sides to it, because there's hard times, but there's people that are squatters that just live that way.
There, and people get frustrated. So it's hard times on both sides. People probably can't afford their rent, and people can't afford not to have their rent paid because they got to take care of their mortgage. So people, man, if you have these conversations with your landlords, try to work something out. If you can't give all of it, give some, or figure out somewhere else to go.
But I will say this, man. We have to have more value for human life. Like, seriously, I get it. Yes, it's frustrating. You know, somebody sitting there in your property not paying, but 4 lives were lost. You went in there and took 3 lives, and now your life is gone.
Now, I hear you. I hear you, but it's I'm a landlord, so I've been with a person at one point that didn't pay rent for 4 or 5 months, which helped me go into some foreclosure problems with my apartment, with my house, and now not only I could in jeopardy losing the crib for myself, and my daughter's there, my brother's there. Like, that's a lot of pressure to deal with.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So when people go, yo, you know, we got to like you said, be more accountable to human life. Some people that's not paying their bills got to be accountable to what you got going on too.
But let me,
for your life.
But let me,
because it's for your mental health too.
But let me ask you a question. But in that situation, if you would have went and did something like that, you wouldn't be here right now. Like, would it be worth it?
No.
It's not worth it.
I'm not never saying killing somebody is worth it. What I am saying to you,
no, of course, it's a stressful situation.
You got to be mindful on both sides.
Of course, but
as a landlord,
unfortunately,
be mindful and try to work with somebody.
But unfortunately, these are some very hard times, right? Like you said, car payments for the first time. You know, people are so behind. Like, these are some very tough times we're going through right now. And as a landlord, you have to also understand that you're dealing with people in their lives, and lives go through ups and downs. You know, and not to say that you don't have people out there that just literally go into people's apartments and don't pay and stay there, try to stay there for years without paying. But then you also have, all depending, like, I'd like to know, how long did they live there? You understand what I'm saying? Have they been there for years? Like, are they just going through a tough time? Or was it somebody that was like, F you, we not paying, we staying here? You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but I don't think it matters what it is. I don't think, I also, because just like it has to be consideration on the person that's staying there, also got to be consideration that landlord, the money they're receiving, maybe have to take care of the mortgage. I might have to put my kids to school, and my kids can't go to school for that. So it's a lot on both sides of the fence.
Life happens.
We got to be
mindful
on both sides.
Life happens on both sides.
You know, so people, man, try to save up.
Because you can look at it from both ways. Because it's like, okay, so let's say it's a family that lives there, and let's say the father loses his job. Now he hasn't paid rent for 2-3 months. It's like, damn, bro, I understand. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, but what do you expect me to do? To take my family and bring them out and have them go out on the streets? Like, it's it's not saying it's right,
but kind of sort of like, yo, if you can't pay it no more, go to the shelter. Go get a one-shot deal.
But unfortunately,
and some people won't do that. Some people have too much pride.
Of course, but unfortunately too, these are the laws, right? That person.
It depends on the state you in.
In New York, the person. Listen, I got another 3-4 months to figure this out.
Yeah. New York City.
Unfortunately, New York is a tenant state. Exactly, it's a tenant state.
In another state, they had the marshals come to your house.
Oh yeah,
they pull you right out.
By second month, you out of here, bro.
Your stuff will be on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Outside doors will be chained up. So man, like I said, man, be mindful out here, man. It's Christmas time is coming. A lot of people commit suicides between
and the holidays,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
and Christmas. So be mindful. Don't overspend. Don't go over your budgets, people. And yo, be kind to one another, man, and be helpful to one another if you can on each side of the fence, whatever side of the fence you land on, whether you got it or you don't got it. Be kind to each other and communicate with each other, man. You know what I mean? And yo, my challenge is still on, man. Girls, take off your makeup, take off your eyelashes, and yeah, and take out your weaves and your braids, and let's see if we can go on a date. I'm taking off my hat. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? And yo, Brooklyn, we out.
We out.